The first who-centered question you should ask is, who are you? No, really, who are you in relation to this audience? The audience wants to know why you're there. Are you a salesperson? Are you a helper? Are you an educator? They need to know how to understand what you're saying. And so do be clear with who you are. That gets us to the next question. Why are you qualified to speak to this audience about this topic? Be sure to expressly state that as well. If you're an expert, tell them. If you've done research, tell them. Or if you've found facts that you're now reporting, tell them that as well. Related, be sure to make your motivation clear. Audiences often have negative reactions when they see a speaker or presenter who is there with their own interests in mind. Audiences are much more receptive when you can communicate to them why you are there with their best interests in mind. Don't lie to the audience, but try to always focus on the best for your audience. Once you answer those questions, think about how you will introduce yourself to this audience. Sure, you'll come up, say your name, and maybe hello, but when will you do this and how will this work? Many people begin their presentations with an introduction of themselves or their group. Please don't do that. Start every presentation with an attention getter. Use questions, statistics, stories to get the audience on board and connected with you, then explain who you are and what your goals are while you're there. Now, the last question I have here is this a group speech or presentation? And if it is, there's a little more planning that needs to happen. Sure, you could view this as a series of individual speeches, but I want to make sure that you have thought through how the group will interact. What order will you speak in? What order will you stand in? What will you do when you're in a non-speaking role? Always be sure to look at the speaker when you're not speaking and don't seem distracted, because if you are, the audience will get distracted. So, will there be someone explaining to the entire audience who the whole group is? Be sure to start out with these questions. They seem simple, but answering them is vital to an effective presentation.